All right, this is lesson 2.9 in pre-algebra, and we're going to start this lesson with a quiz. Okay, here we go. Here's your quiz. These are all equations. You're going to solve these equations. Okay, there's your 6 questions. If you're done doing this, pause it now, and we'll show you the answers here in a second. So you're paying attention here, you're learning while you do this, right? While you do this, you're learning. First thing that we do, first of all, what is this thing? What is that? What is it? It's an equation, right? So whenever you see an equation, and it's obvious they want you to, what's it called? Solve it, right? You're solving the equation, which means that you want to, what does that mean to solve the equation? What's it mean to solve the equation? What's that mean? What am I doing here? Find what the variable is, right? Solving the equation is figuring out what the variable is, right? We have an unknown right here. Agreed? That's the unknown, and so we got to figure out what it is. That's what solving the equation is. Okay? Anyway, so first thing we do whenever we solve an equation, first thing we do, line down the equal sign. Next thing is we look and see if the variable's happy. Is he? Nope, he's not alone. Who's with him? The negative 4 is there. How do I get rid of that negative 4? Add 4, add 4. X equals, this is negative 9 plus 4, right? You got to look at this. Negative 9, that means you're starting out over here, right? And you're adding 4. Which way is adding 4? Right. It's going to the right. We're going to get closer to 0, right? Which means the numbers are going to get smaller. Do we cross 0? Do we actually cross 0? Negative, no. So we're still in the negatives, right? So you could switch around, go 9 minus 4, and go, oh, that's still 5. Is my answer 5? Yeah. No, we just decided that it wasn't going to go back into the positive. It's negative 5. Right? And if you want to go back and double check that, you make this be negative 5. What is negative 5 minus 4? Negative 9, right? Raise your hand if you got that one right. Number 1, you got negative 5. No? No? Right. This is important. Number 2. Let me erase this. Number 2. Line down the equal sign. Is the variable happy? No, he's being multiplied by 3. What's the opposite of multiply by 3? Eyes are up here paying attention, right? Divide by 3, divide by 3. The m equals a negative divided by a positive is a negative. When I ask and I get one response, that's telling me that you don't know this stuff and we have to come back in at break time and I have to reteach it. So I'm going to ask again, the class. A negative divided by a positive is a?
Negative.
Oh, you all get it. I got you. So it's a negative. 18 divided by 3 is? 6. M is negative 6. Number 3, line down the equal sign. Is the variable happy? No, he's not alone, and he's in the wrong house. But which one does he care about the most? Which one does he care about the most? He wants to be alone. That's the most important thing, is that he's alone. Let's take care of that. He's being divided by negative 3. What's the opposite of divide by negative 3? Multiply by negative 3. Multiply by negative 3. They're gone. That leaves me with y equals, what is 63? A negative times a positive is a? Negative 189. You can leave it like this in your work, as long as in your answer column you put y equals negative 189, right? Y equals negative 189. Number 4, line down the equal sign. Variable's not happy, not alone. Being multiplied by negative 16. How do I get rid of that negative 16 then? Divide by negative 16. Divide by negative 16. Those negative 16s are gone. N equals. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. 32 divided by 16, 2. N equals 2. You can, remember, in your answer column, you could swap houses there, right? I mean, if you, in your work, you can leave it like this. When you put in an answer column, you should swap houses. Even though it's not wrong, it's just not ideal. This one, graphing this, we always read it from variable's point of view. It's not from left to right. You read it from the variable's point of view. X is greater than or equal to negative 3. 0 and a negative 3. Greater than or equal to, which means solid dot, and it's greater than. That's what it should look like, just like that. Solid dot above the negative 3 to the right. Number 6, read this to me, please, Brad. No, look up here. I want you to read me number 6.
M is greater than.
Thank you. Perfect. M is greater than negative 3. So that's why it's important you read it like that, so you can go, okay, 0, negative 3. M is greater than negative 3. It looks, at first glance, it looks like it's going to go to the left because of it's a less than sign, right? But that's why you have to read it from the variable's point of view. All right, we'll see how you did. All right, so here we go. This next lesson, I cannot believe that they dedicated an entire lesson to this. I will show you what we're going to do, and then I'm going to let you go. This lesson is going to be about 3 minutes long. You ready? Seriously, here we go. Well, let's watch. Here we go. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to give you a simple one. X minus 2 equals 5. So you're paying attention to this, right? Just watching. Okay, x minus 2 equals 5. What do I do here? Line down the equal sign, see if the variable's happy, not happy. There's a minus 2 there. How do I get rid of that minus 2? Plus 2 plus 2. X equals 7, right? Okay. Now that was, what was this thing called? What was this thing originally called?
Equation.
That's an equation, right? It's an equation because it has an equal sign. Okay, I'm going to show you now a new question. This time it's this. X minus 2 is greater than 5. Is this an equation?
Yes.
No. An equation means that it is equal. There's nothing here. There's no equal here. This is a greater than sign. This would be an inequality. Okay, this is called an inequality. Here's how you do this. You ready? Are you watching? So, okay, here's the difference. So far, what's the only thing that's happened? What's the only thing that's different about this and this? What's the only thing that's different?
Oh, it's a greater.
Inequality, right? It's not an equal sign. It's a greater than or less than sign. Okay, so here's how you solve it. Here's the way you solve this differently. You ready? Okay, line down the inequality. And then when you add 2, it's x is greater than 7. Okay, so instead of an equal sign, you just
Pretend it looks up.
put the sign. Okay, you just put the sign. Nothing changes. At this point, here's the answer. So x is greater than 7. They may ask you to, what might they do? They'll probably ask you to, it is simplify. What might they ask you to do here? To graph this, right? They may say, graph this, please. And then, okay, can you graph x is greater than 7? right? They may ask you to graph it. Okay, so there's really no difference when you're adding and subtracting. When you're adding and subtracting inequalities, there's no difference between that and an equal sign. Nothing. Question?
Would it be the exact same if I said a greater than or equal to?
Yep, let's try one right here. Let's do a good one here. Let's go. Oh, there is one thing you have to learn, though. I'll show you. What about this? What if I have negative 4 plus m is less than or equal to 0? Okay, so here we go. You're watching. Watching. Line on the inequality. It's not an equal sign anymore. Now what? Plus 4, m is less than or equal to 4, right? I mean, so it's the same thing, nothing changes. Now, there is one thing that happens here. There's one thing that happens, is that sometimes they give you this. Okay, so here we go, line down the inequality, right? Line down the inequality. Minus 5. This is important. I have this. So not equals. What is negative 6 minus 5? What's on the table? A bunch of negatives, right? How many? Negative 11. Now here's the deal. Here's the deal. You should switch this around, but now watch. You read it from the variable's point of view, so when you write it down in your answer column, you have to write it from the variable's point of view. So if I was to have my answer column over here, and this was number 2, how am I going to write this down? This is weird. How am I going to write it down, Jade?
M is less than
Right.
negative 11.
M is less than negative 11. Does that make sense? It has to follow the sign, right? When I flip it, it's going to go M is less than negative 11. Does that make sense? It's okay that you leave it like this in your work. When you put it in your answer column, you have to write it from left to right. Variable is on the left. But you read it from the variable's point of view. Does that make sense? You ready for a little quiz to see if you guys have this and see if you're ready to do your homework? Okay, I'm going to give you guys like 3 of them. See if you guys can do this. Let me find some hard ones here. Sure. Let's find a hard one here. Okay, here's one of the harder ones. Okay, there's one.
Do we have to graph it?
Yeah, go ahead and graph it just because. I'll find you another hard one here. These are all the ones that they say are hard.
Oh, wait.
They're hard.
Okay. You're solving it and graphing it. Let me find another hard one here. Is there another hard one? Not really. Okay, here we go. And then 9 is less than b plus 4. Okay. Solve those 3, graph those 3, get them all right. I'll let you guys get started on your homework. It doesn't matter. Here we go. Line on the inequality. What do I do here? What do I do next?
Symbol thing.
What do I do?
Right, the
No, what do I do? Plus 4. Plus 4. They're gone. Y is less than or equal to 8. Right? So y is less than or equal to 8. That's how you should have it. Right?
What if you have it that way?
If you have it the other way, that's fine. But I also want you to, you got to remember in your answer column how you're going to write it. In your answer column, how would you write it? What?
I have a question. Is it negative 4 plus 4 is 0?
What? I'm sorry, I'm confused. Let's take a look. Let's go back to the very beginning here. Let's go through this step by step. Is the variable happy? Why not? There's a negative 4 there. How do I get rid of that negative 4?
Add 4.
So you add 4 to this side, you add 4 to this side. What is negative 4 plus 4? They're gone. Y is less than or equal to 8.
Never mind.
Right?
Yeah, I got that.
Right? In your answer column, how would you write this?
Y is
Less than or equal to 8. Right? Read it from the variable's point of view. The next one, we'll do this one down here. Line down the inequality. Minus 4, B is greater than 5. B is greater than 5. I just came in here and here. I found this in the car. I had to go get some carry. Is this you? Oh, okay. It was just going to get all melted by the time you got there. Okay. Number, whatever this is. Here we go. Line down the inequality. Plus 3, plus 3. These are really tough, right? M is greater than or equal to 12. And we're done. And then you graph them, right? You know how to graph these? You know how to graph these?
Yes.
You'll notice, this is important. Everybody have your book open to page 108. Look at page 108 for me right now. Everybody have page 108 open right now. Some of the time, they ask you to solve the inequality. Some of the time, they ask you to solve the inequality and graph the inequality. If they ask you to graph it, you better graph it. If you don't graph it, you didn't do the problem. I mark it wrong. Better follow the directions, okay? Do both. Solve it and graph it if they tell you to. All right. Here's your homework. All right, here's your homework. It's page 108 to 109, 1 through 34 even. Let me make sure that that's good. Yes. I don't even need to put 109. Whatever, page 108. Doesn't matter. Okay.